Hello, I'm Dr. Bobby. Today is Monday, July 22nd, 2024, and coming up on the show, no sex, no masturbation, and mo problems? Sounds like a sequel to 40 Days, 40 Nights. Star Trek Legacy's woes in development hell will continue, and who won Best Salesman in any year? The name's Bond. James Bond. Here's a question I never thought about asking. Men, did you know our dicks could shrink due to lack of sex? Women, did you know your hoo-has could give out on you? I kid you not, and not masturbating doesn't prevent that from happening either. Previously, we covered a story talking about sexless marriages and how that problem factors into current divorce rates. Now there's physical changes to our body to consider as side effects as well. Sex and relationship expert Dr. Tara Suwinyadi-Chai-Porn explains that after 5 years of abstaining from having sex and masturbating, side effects may include penile and vaginal atrophy, increased risk of prostate cancer, and mental health issues related with stress, such as anxiety or depression. I guess we all need to make like Marvin Gaye and get it on. Meanwhile, gray divorce is on the rise, but if you don't know what a gray divorce is, then you're not alone. If you experience a divorce at age 50 or older, then that's called a gray divorce, so think of it as something similar to how a senior citizen bachelor or bachelorette is called golden. However, age is not the only factor involved. Gray divorce often results from remaining married to a spouse that you've grown apart from over the years. The social stigma surrounding divorce in general helps gray divorce become a more acceptable outcome compared with toughing out the last significant part of life together. Understandably, if you or your partner are unhappy or unfulfilled with no hope of recovery, then this option makes sense. Today, women are enjoying more financial independence from spouses, and that helps them feel better about going through with gray divorce. The rise and continuation of feminism empowers women and allows them to choose their own autonomy over traditional gender roles. Another consideration is a need for personal growth and new experiences, which might be wonderful or more intense with age. Again, in the context of an unhappy marriage. I remember being married to my ex-wife for 3 years, and after we divorced, I understood how traumatic divorce is because it wreaks havoc on an emotional level which I never want to experience again or wish upon anyone. That was 10 years ago. Fast forward to today, and my girlfriend Sarah and I have been together for 5 years, coming up in August. Man, that was a depressing couple of stories, huh? How about a palate cleanser? I got the Beach Boys coming up now. Hey Star Trek fans, if you're like me and agree that TNG is the Trek series GOAT, then there's no doubt that you probably loved all 3 seasons of Star Trek Picard. Since Picard ended last year, a potential new series fans called Star Trek Legacy gained traction, but Paramount has yet to move forward with it. Currently, Paramount is merging with Skydance, so I wouldn't expect anything to happen soon. However, Todd Stashwick recently provided an update about that series' progress, saying that we shouldn't expect anything this year or next because Terry Matalas is busy with other projects, but there's always a chance things could move forward. People who know me are never surprised that I'm a Star Trek fan because I tended to be nerdy or geek in school, and sci-fi is synonymous with those descriptors. However, that's not why I'm a Star Trek fan. Previously, I explained that my dad got me into popular culture, and I'll never forget how I learned about Star Trek and TNG. TNG aired on TV starting in 1987, so I was 6 or 7, and my dad worked the day shifts, which meant he was home at night back then. In my area, TNG came on at 9 o'clock p.m., and I was usually sound asleep by then, but one night I came downstairs to use the bathroom and saw my dad watching it. I asked him if I could stay up and watch with him, and he let me. I was hooked ever since. That doesn't mean I agree with everything Star Trek's done since then. Enterprise. But that's an argument for another day. Now, I know Star Trek predicted things like iPads decades before Steve Jobs made it a reality, but here's something I'm not sure I would want. An interactive media experience courtesy of an Apple Vision Pro. Marvel Studios is experimenting with that possibility with its What If? An immersive story. Marvel describes it as a hybrid entertainment experience that combines gaming, watching a movie, and reading a comic book, all within a so-called mixed reality. For example, One part of the experience involves watching cutscenes play in your line of sight with animated characters, but another part explains how to make fists in order to shield yourself from incoming attacks or cast magic spells. If you would prefer not participating in the gaming parts of the experience, then you may opt out and enjoy the narrative passively instead. Despite optional participation, current arguments against watching media or gaming in virtual and augmented reality include that it requires large, expensive equipment nobody wants to wear for long periods of time. Big tech is working on solving those problems. Another hurdle interactive experiences have to clear is making things so that interactivity is a two-way street. The story explains how current VR experiences offered only allow you to see things, but nothing reacts to you. We just got done talking about Star Trek TNG, but I'm reminded of its concept of a holodeck, which works on the same idea. I suggest reading Janet Murray's book titled Hamlet on the Holodeck. Once those arguments and hurdles are overcome, then let me know. Alright, so thanks to Daniel Craig's turn as James Bond in Casino Royale, we all know what a Vesper Martini is made of.
3 measures of Gordon's, 1 of vodka, half a measure of quinoa lily, shake it over ice, and then add a thin slice of lemon peel.
However, although Bond loved that recipe, Ian Fleming did not share that love and made some changes to it for the book. The original version comes from his friend Ivor Bryce, who Fleming credits as being the first to mix a Vesper. Interestingly, that drink led to an increase of alcohol sales involved with it, and that extends to other things Bond drinks. For example, remember when Pierce Brosnan's Bond ordered a mojito in Die Another Day?
Mojito, por favor.
Sales boost. What about when Daniel Craig's Bond was seen drinking Heineken in Skyfall? Sales boost. I wouldn't be surprised if suits designed by Brioni and Tom Ford got sales boosts either, along with Walther firearms and Omega watches. My love of Bond and his movies comes from my late mom. She told me about when she was sick in the hospital as a kid in South Korea. Her older sister would go and see Bond movies and then come back with a Butterfinger for her. I'm proud to say that tradition continues with me, and I have seen every Bond movie in a theater on opening night since Tomorrow Never Dies. I'll live without Butterfinger candy bars though, since I've been completely caffeine-free for almost 15 years. I'm almost positive that Bond music also gets sales boosts, so here's a Bond block of music. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about Bond's influence.
Runs through my veins, you know my name. I guess I'll die another day. It's not my time to go.
Well, that's our show. Come back tomorrow and we'll play another one.